Hey yo, E-King's Fight News back at it, man. And Max Kellerman had a whole lot to say about the Lineal Championship in boxing, mainly the heavyweight division, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, why those titles may not hold as much significance as the man who beat the man. So let's get into that debate, and let's get into what Kellerman had to say. It's E-King Fight News, and we got more on this.
Sometimes, in those cases,
all right, let's get into it.
Forms around another fighter in the division. So, by the time George Foreman, for example, lost his lineal claim on points to Shannon Briggs in 1997, a consensus had formed around a dominant Lennox Lewis. Eventually, Lewis beat Briggs for undisputed recognition. Undisputed. It's an interesting term. Who has the authority to dispute a claim to the throne? Some for-profit promotional tool sanctioning body? What gives them the authority? Who recognizes it, and to what degree? Tradition? No. Boxing tradition recognizes the lineal claim, or the claim of a fighter who proves in the ring he's the best by beating the other top fighters, not top fighters ranked by sanctioning bodies known to have accepted bribes for rankings and have otherwise been manipulated by promoters in the past, but top fighters as recognized by honest observers of the sport. When undefeated Olympic super heavyweight gold medalist Anthony Joshua stopped Vladimir Klitschko and followed it up with a win against undefeated Joseph Parker, he staked a claim, a consensus formed that he was the best, or at least the most accomplished heavyweight in the world. And when undefeated Olympic heavyweight bronze medalist Deontay Wilder knocked out undefeated King Kong Ortiz, he staked his. But the reason Joshua and Wilder could even make their claim is because the man who beat the man, the lineal champ, Tyson Fury, seemed to be done with boxing. After taking the throne from Vladimir Klitschko in a huge upset, Tyson fell into depression, drug abuse, and obesity. In his absence, the world kept spinning, and Joshua and Wilder ascending. But Tyson came back, entered the ring against Wilder with his lineal claim, which can only be lost the way it's won, in the ring, and ended that fight with his lineal claim intact.
All right, apologies about that. Let's get right back into it.
Lineal claim intact. A champion, after all, keeps his title in the event of a draw. So now, I welcome to Max on Boxing, the lineal heavyweight champion of the world, Tyson Fury.
All right, so Max Kellerman goes on to have an interview with Tyson Fury. We don't need to get into all that, but as you can see, Kellerman, who I have to admit this. This is not the first time I've heard Kellerman talk about how he prefers the lineal champion over guys who have trinkets, titles, because at the end of the day, I can't act like there isn't a million fucking titles in boxing, because there is. There's the IBO, they call it alphabet soup now, fucking, because there's so many letter champions. IBO, IBA, WBU. I can't even make this shit up. Those are actual titles. So, you got NABO, NABA, you got the Intercontinental title, you got titles named after WWE titles and shit. Like how far are we going with this stuff? Right? How far are we really going with this stuff? But they got Asian championships, So Kellerman makes a point. What do y'all think about the lineal championship? Is Tyson Fury more of a champion than a Deontay Wilder or an Anthony Joshua because of lineal status? Or is he another one in the bunch? What do y'all think? Is Fury ducking Wilder? Or did he just sign a deal with the biggest network in the U.S. and he still wants all the smoke? What do you guys think, man? It's E-King Fight News. Smash the like button. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this interview. Y'all know what it is. And we got more on this.
Well, It's not every day you get to welcome in the undefeated lineal heavyweight champion of the world, but today is one of those days. What's going on, Tyson Fury?
Hey, Max. Hope you're well. Everything's good my end.
In boxing, there's an old expression. It's called a get-up fighter. Guy gets knocked down, but he picks himself back up. Champ, Tyson Fury, you're a get-up fighter. Last time we saw you in the ring, you were staring up at the ring lights. Deontay Wilder, just a sensational puncher, caught you in a fight in which you were way up on the cards, it seemed to me, and you're staring up at the ring lights. Then what happened?
To be brutally honest, I don't really remember getting hit with a punch and getting knocked to the floor. All I remember was waking up and hearing the count of 4. So I thought to myself, right, I must have been knocked down. Get up and fight. So I got back up onto my feet and I had to show the referee I was in a position to continue. He came to me before the fight and said, if you ever knock down on the floor, he said, I'll ask you to get up, move to the left, move to the right. And if I see you're in a fit state to continue, I will call the fight on. And that's what I did. I proved the referee was in a position to continue, and the fight continued.
You beat the 10-year reigning heavyweight champion of the world, Vladimir Klitschko. You hear the ring announcer say, and the new. What happened next?
It was a lifelong dream accomplished. Going to Germany in 2015 and beating the reigning super champion in his own back garden was very sweet. And I achieved all my dreams on that night. Everything I'd ever trained for and worked for from being a little boy, all came true on the night. For about 10 minutes there, it was the best feeling ever. But I quickly declined into a heavy depression for the next 2 years after the fight.
Why do you think, having accomplished your dream and become the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, but a massive underdog coming through to do it, why do you think that the
All right, I gotta stop him right there. This is where I gotta stop him. He was not undisputed. At that time, I believe the WBC was held by Deontay Wilder, or was up for grabs. And this is where we can check. At the time of that fight, I believe the WBC was held by Deontay Wilder. So let's just take a look here. Because I know exactly what I'm looking for. And that is when Wilder claimed that WBC championship was in 2015. 2015 or 20? 2015 January. Right? He beat Bermane Stiverne for the title. Now Tyson Fury, on the other hand, he beat Klitschko around the same time, if I'm not mistaken. 2015 at the end of the year. Sorry, 2015 at the end of the year. So Wilder had just won his WBC title at the start of the year. But let's continue with Max Kellerman. I had to correct him. I
only lasted 10 minutes before the decision?
I think it was my Everest. I think I set me goals on Klitschko from the beginning. Because when I was an amateur boxer, Klitschko was still world champion then. And I always said to everybody who'd listen, given the opportunity, I can beat Vladimir Klitschko. Nobody really believed it. So when it came true on the night, it was like that was it then. There was nothing more to prove. I didn't have any more ambition after that. And I thought to myself, is this it? Is this what it's all about? Went back to the room that night and I could feel myself slipping. Even the next morning I said, I'll probably not even fight again after this. And everyone was like, why? And I just didn't realise, I just didn't know what was going on at the time. I was suffering heavily with mental health problems going into the fight as well. And I think I needed that break. I needed that 2 years off. I've been boxing from being a young lad. I never had any real breaks from the ring. And I think I needed the time away from the ring to give myself that refreshed desire.
Tyson, that's, to go from winning the title to being not only suffering depression, but drug abuse, obesity. It lasted such a long time that people like me thought, okay, I guess we've seen the last of Tyson Fury. Even if he's ever back in the ring, he'll never be what he was. Who comes back from that sort of thing at the top level of professional sports, particularly in a heavyweight division, which is suddenly full of really good and colorful fighters? What does it mean to you that you've been able to come back?
I think it was the biggest comeback of my life. The biggest part of it all was the journey back, the road back, proving everybody wrong. Because there were so many naysayers that said he can never come back and compete at high level. He's lost all that weight. He lost 140 pounds. He'll never continue to be at a high level. And I just didn't believe it. I was in the gym and I still had the moves. I still had the timing. Everything was still there, but it was just going to be a slow process to get it back. And it was a mission that I was on to sort of prove everybody wrong, because like they all wrote me off when I was fighting Klitschko, and so many times before that, they all wrote me off a second time and a third time and a fourth time on coming back. How many times can a man have to prove himself before